Hello and welcome back to Rogue Trader. We are ready to go back into the Cenobium once more. And hopefully this time, wait. Oh, I have to open the gate each time. Hopefully this time we don't get electrocuted and pretty much die. Okay, interesting. It's weird that we have to open the gate every single time we arrive here, but sure, why not? Why not? Right. So, left-hand side is very dangerous for us here at the Cenobium. Let's try going right-hand side. Maybe we can turn off the electricity that's on the left-hand side, and that'll make life easier for us. If we go over here, an office. Okay.
Keep your wits about
Attention
you.
to detail is the key to success.
Okay. We spotted 2 doors. I mean, I don't think we really needed to pass perception checks to notice the doors, but okay. On the maladies of machine spirits and the ways of diagnostic divination. Where do these go? Looks like they go into their own little area. Mummified Electro Priest. The mummified Electro Priest rests on the table enveloped in wires. Okay. Then on the other side? Another one. Ooh! A tech priest's body rests on a metal table surrounded by sparking spirals of copper coil. A patina of sacred unguents covers his withered flesh. His augments have been polished with great care. Intricate electus cover the dead man's crossed arms and bare torso, and strands of wires envelop his head. Pascal respectfully bows his head before the dead man and carefully touches the shriveled body with the tip of his mechadendrite. Honored adherent, I thank you for showing us the truth of the Fabricator General Rovar's maxim, death does not end the service of the spirit-driven. Examine the body. The body seems motionless, but you notice a slight tremor in the fingertips. This ancient servant of the Omnissiah must be data dreaming. His mind, enveloped in digital reverie, can persist for hundreds or thousands of years while his frail body is decaying. The sacred state of trance is a great reward only earned by the wisest and most pious servants of the machine god. Next to the table the body is resting on, you see small amulets crafted from burned cogitator circuit boards. There's no dust on these small offerings. They were clearly left here recently. Can you hear me, Tech Priest? The light in the crypt becomes a little brighter and sharper, and the smell of ozone fills the air. The vox on the ceiling comes alive and lets forth a solemn binharic aria that turns into a crackling, somnolent voice. In this dark hour, I am ready to bring you good tidings, Tech Brethren. Now respond with the words of the second galvanic hymn. The second galvanic hymn is a revered and miraculous prayer to the Adeptus Mechanicus. Naturally, you know it very well. Let us praise the twin charges, the body electric, and the Omnissiah who lights the spark of reason within us, and let us carry his charge to those who have turned their minds toward his light. Let it be so indeed. Who or what are you? The Vox's voice grows louder. Praetor Electroid da Impulse 2, by the will of the Omnissiah. Probably the second, by the will of the Omnissiah. The prior of this monastery and the guardian of the miraculous fusion reactor, now and ever, world without end. Here in this cell of mine I have conquered death, and my mind has soared toward the Omnissiah in blessed data dream. My body is decaying, but my spirit will remain by my master's side, for I am the sacred sentinel of the code, the guardian of the sacred relic, and the eye that watches over the rites of operation. Tell me what your data dream is like. I am one with the motive force, and it opens my mind to the sacred impulses of knowledge. My reason has become as fast as the flying electron and the ray of light, and time is no more for me, for I am eternal. In my binharic reverie, I comprehend the wisdom of the machine god and share it with the humble priests who come to my cell, thirsting for my knowledge. The monastery is under attack by heretics. Can you help? In my data dream, I saw their unholy requests and rejected them angrily. For it is said in the 4th article of security, no unbeliever's hand shall intrude upon the operation cycle, and they have seditious designs on the relic. But should I give it to you, who does not belong to our faith and fellowship, my blessing to stand up to the blasphemous? May not be members of your priesthood, but you and I are of the same faith, or would you prefer to wait until they get their dirty hands inside your sacred reactor? Do you have any idea what they will do with it? That's coercion. The relic, the mere thought of its desecration is blasphemy. Mere chance of it is sacrilege. So be it. In the name of shaming the unbelievers, I grant you the blessing of the special access and protection from the rage of the motive force. Dry, crackling sounds come from inside the crypt's walls as awakened cogitators process the ancient tech priest's command. So what's that given us? Blessings of special access. It gives 3 damage reflection and 50% armor against shock damage. Ah, I see. He hasn't removed the ability for us to take damage from the electricity. He has simply given us some electricity resistance and gone, that'll do, right? That'll do. Okay, well let's head this way. The cultists were killed with a hit to the back of some kind of electric weapon. Okay. Oh, hello. What are you? You shall be purified by the motive force, blasphemer. Wait, no, wait a second. We're on your side.
The Emperor is with us.
Now we're fighting electro priests, but we're on their side. Okay, can I move? I can't move because I've been ambushed. Okay. Well, I mean, if I have to, I mean, I will. Fire upon them like this. No, I kind of want to get a better angle on them here. Maybe if I go here and then just start firing. That seems good. Do this.
Guided by faith.
That was awful. That was
As the
god
Emperor
awful.
commands, I act.
Right. Move. Fire.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone.
Okay. And then I will do this to get us some momentum. Okay. And then I can do my dash for free. So actually, let's dash back one, because we could probably put somebody else here to shoot. Okay. Heinrichs. I want to try and clear a side for us. I think doing Word of the Emperor is still pretty good for us, though. Well, if I go here, Word of the Emperor, and then start doing some shooting.
Everyone, step aside.
Okay, Word of the Emperor. I could also Shield of the Emperor then, which actually seems pretty good, given, yeah, given our current situation. Let's Shield of the Emperor. Okay. And then either buff or take a shot. Shot's going to do almost nothing. Let's buff Abelard.
But of course, Lord Captain.
Okay. That's fine. Their turns. 0 damage thanks to our damage deflection. Oh, and a reduction of shock damage, I just realized. That's going to help us a lot. Our turn. We can't disengage very easily. I guess this is our first chainsaw turn. Alright. Apply some of this. Can I walk here without taking... I think I can walk here without taking damage. Which would then let me, if I wanted to do a move, I could do dodge and parry. So let's do this. Move. Hit.
I don't need luck. I have strategy.
Okay. And then that'll be fine. Yep. Okay. Nice parry. Adira, you're in a little bit of trouble here. Like a lot, but let's go for just hitting. Well, let's go with some of this.
On it.
And then just hit them.
Anything else?
Nice. Abelard. We would love to charge. Problem is they're too close. Wait, can I charge you? Really?
I will do my duty.
Oh, no.
At
Not
your
really.
beck and call.
Okay. That's fine. And
Victory
then a little
is
endure while we're here as well. Pascal? I'm definitely thinking like a buff here makes sense.
Running binaric override.
Hitting this
As
one.
the tactical imperative dictates.
Okay, followed by... Oh, I don't have anything that I could do. It's followed by putting the more stacks on this one for next turn. Okay. End turn.
My prescience has failed me.
Nice. Oh, that heals them as well? Oh, no. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, that is healing. That's horrible. Okay, Argenta. Oh, there's nowhere I can stand that's going to be good here, unfortunately, Argenta. I think I go here, and I reload. Oh, okay. And then we take a shot at this one.
Doubt is for the weak. This is why I was
Nice.
chosen.
We could do some more buffs. I don't really need to do any more. Well, I guess I could reapply this buff, right? Yeah. That seems good. And then maybe go here and cleave.
I won't object to it.
Nice. One down. Okay. Take it. That one dodged so he doesn't get healed. That's interesting. We are taking 0 damage from them though, which does make this a little bit better for us, obviously. I could go here and then attack this one. I go... Let's do this.
Don't let your guard down.
Surefire
I'll
plan.
see to it personally.
Hit him.
I'll make it happen.
Followed by disarming attack.
Accept your lot.
Just to get a kill. And then that should be fine. You could also just reduce your
I'll
armor
see
while
to
we're
it
here.
Personally.
Good.
One fewer tongue.
Okay, Dira. Put on
What?
some stacks.
Was that you?
Hit him.
Or
Nice damage. Abelard. Hit him.
It will be done.
Okay. Taunt.
Indeed.
I don't know if that worked. Did that work? Seems to suggest it worked. Okay, and then do
At
this.
your beck and call.
Right. Pascal. Move. Hit. Oh, move. Do this.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
Hit.
Insignificant value.
Wonderful. Then take a shot.
Scriptural prognosis is
Okay.
favorable.
Nice. So they're both going to hit him if they can. Argenta, here, shoot.
rejoice in battle.
It's not the best move, but, you know, we'll take it. Heinrichs. Here, buff.
The Emperor is on our side.
Okay. Followed by hitting. Nice. And then endure.
Let's see to it.
Turns out when you take 0 damage, like, it's really easy. Run, hit.
Taking calculated risk is my second nature.
Nice. Okay, Adira. Switch weapon. Shoot.
Will do.
Okay. And then Abelard. Get a
It will
kill.
be done. I took care of this one.
Well, that wasn't ideal. The circular cogitator, the electro priest's hiding place must be nearby. Okay. Well, that was, like, really easy. Let's see what this says. The machine alters operational but will only respond to a special command that you do not know. I mean, I don't suppose you know. You need to know the correct prayer. The sentinel will ask for a password. Okay. Quick save again. I'm just waiting to see if anyone else has like a thing to say. Like Pascal's gonna be like, I know it. No, okay. And that will allow us through this electro barrier, which we can't get through. So we have to go the other way. Understand? So that's how you... Okay, so you were meant to go right, hit this, go up here, then come back, then you would find Heinrich's, then you would head along here. Okay, I understand the route that it kind of thinks that you would go here. Okay, we wait for the electricity. Then we move when it's off. Go.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
Wait. Go. Move this with athletics.
Experience. Nothing
Nice.
matters
Or
more.
move us with athletics, I guess. Hey, so we got some of this. I don't need the plasma pistol right now. Good. Yeah, let's logic this. I don't know what that's going to do, but logic it.
Just as I planned.
A multitude of symbols are carved into the enormous generator. You realize there are foundational tenets of the Electro-Priest religion. Standing out among them is a triumph of reason over all other facets of human nature. Okay. Then we have to do our athletics check back
would have
as
been
well.
disciplined for such
Oh,
a
that applies
performance.
fatigue to him.
Compared to naval service,
What's
that was
that?
barely a challenge.
Minus 10 to any strength, toughness, or agility test, and minus 1 movement point. Will be removed at the end of combat. If gained outside combat, visit the void ship. Well, there was no way out there other than doing it, so, like, I don't know. It's fine.
Always keep
Go,
your
go,
eye on
go,
the
go.
prize.
Yeah, they do give you just enough room to put your whole party, which is useful. Oh, he's T-posing. I think because he was a chaos spawn when we killed him. Awareness?
That wasn't so difficult.
These dead heretics are suspiciously different than the others. The symbols drawn on their clothes are drawn wrongly, and standard issue military uniforms show through the blasphemous tatters. Okay. Tech use this?
The machine god grants me
Oh,
insight.
nice. So what are the... Well, we got grenades now, but like, yeah. Oh, we got some... Well, we actually have a ton of medikits. Why do I not have these equipped? That's fine. I mean, I don't care whether we're going to use them or not, but like having them equipped just makes sense. Wait, you have Medicaid, don't you? Yeah, so let's give you some of these as well. You also have Medicaid? You don't. Okay. I mean, I might as well have them on characters. I mean, you get no points for having them not on characters, right? Like, if you just keep them in your inventory, they're useless. So, alright, let's go. Something's happening over here,
Is there
which is a
money to
little
be
odd.
made?
Bodies of the careless cultists have been thoroughly fried by an arc of the motive force. Okay. Nothing else in here. This side? Hello. What? That's a lot of them. And someone being thoroughly stabbed at the end. A crowd of cultists has surrounded a tech priest crucified on a mechanism. A rhythmic whisper repeated by 100 voices blends into some blasphemous enchantment. Powerful discharges of the motive force run through the machine, causing the unfortunate prisoner's body to convulse brutally and forcing woeful cries of pain from his lips. The tech priest's hoarse voice echoes under the ceiling. In the clenched claws of stagnation, in the shackles of iteration zero, under the iron wing, let this cycle be discontinued. Pascal's mechadendrites spring into combat mode instantly, and a wrathful rattle comes from his vox. I'm registering a severe violation of the purity protocol. The blessed Amarnat has been captured by heretics and is being tortured. Are you sure he's Amarnat? Confirmed. I do not observe his face, but I recognize his words. Let the cycle be discontinued is the blessed Amarnat's motto. Look around the hall. The heretics have taken up positions everywhere, and many more are doubtlessly hiding in the passages leading out of the hall. For now they are all focused on the sacrilegious torture of the tech priest and do not notice you. How is he bearing this torture? A devotee of the Omnissiah is capable of withstanding great bodily torment with no loss of functionality. But where flesh reinforced with sacred iron will persevere, the purity of spirit may perish. I hypothesize that the heretics have made the blessed Amornat a participant in some variety of sacrilegious ritual. Through sacrilegious torture, they are trying to break his will and turn him into an unholy terminal with which to control the reactor's outer power circuit system. Then we must save the esteemed tech priest without risking his life. Mechadendrite points to the corpses of heretics lying nearby. We can use the blasphemers' clothing as a disguise. Unrecognized, we can sabotage the power units, overloading them, thus cleansing the hall of heretics. The lightning discharges have charred the cultist corpses. Whiffs of smoke rise from their empty eye sockets whose contents have evaporated. Their clothes, covered with the blood of innocents, are crudely painted over with emblems of the arch enemy, which exude a repulsive air of soul decay. I shudder with disgust at the mere thought of having to touch clothing adorned with unholy symbols, let alone wear it. This is the first step towards falling, a small compromise with evil that will lead to something greater. Is there truly no other way, rogue trader? The signs of the arch enemy are not just painted symbols, but conductors of its will. The words of their prayers, even spoken without faith, their coat of arms, even deceitfully worn, all this increases the presence of ruinous powers near you and draws their corrupting attention to you. What's the essence of your plan? Uttering a litany of actuation for the power units from the Lumenodeacon's command throne will direct the motive force created by the blessed reactor into the hall. The distribution servitor is keeping its output within the set parameters, but upon receiving an order to increase it to peak values, it will turn this place into an electric trap. I see. I understand. The safety system protecting the hall is controlled from the machine altar, which must be disabled. If all these operations are performed, I can guarantee not a single blasphemer will survive the Omnissiah's wrath that will be unleashed upon this place. You would disgrace yourself by donning these tainted rags? Pascal deadpans. The only unbearable disgrace is that of a duty unfulfilled. The rest is merely spiritual attrition. You do realize this plan sounds like suicide. A sound similar to a laugh escapes Pascal's vox. This statement is true. Then what do you propose? To flee? I have tried to employ this behavioral strategy in the past, and it has brought my soul no relief. Okay. So we can say, are you suggesting we pass on this chance to kill them all with our own hands? Forget it, I'm not missing out on the fun. I will not allow corruption to touch you. We'll vest ourselves in faith and kill every last traitor. I'm curious to know what it's like to walk in a heretic's shoes. Or to save a worthy man, I will put on the cultist robe. I will put on the cultist robe. I pray that the Omnissiah gives the blessed Amarnat enough fortitude. Pascal grimaces as a new wail of pain rends the air. Okay. We're getting a loading screen for this? Oh, for us changing clothes, I think. The heretic's garb clings to your skin like a greedy leech. Tingling and foul fever spread over your body, as though these tatters have imbibed the vile contents of their former wearer's soul. Okay, quick save. Okay, and can we see these? No, it's the same thing there. Okay. So what we want to do is walk in here and just click on everything. Distribution servitor. A heavy crown of golden neural augments rests upon the servitor's head. The crown is bent and broken from ruthless gun butt blows. The pale body is covered in blasphemous inscriptions carved into the withered flesh. I identify this acolyte as a distribution servitor. I am registering it upon its I'm registering upon it traces of sacrilegious violation of the right of operation. The probability of its responsiveness to commands is below average. Try to conduct a restart ceremony. For the glory of the Omnissiah, let this machine spirit sleep, that it may awaken and serve again. He's turning it off and on again. Pascal gently touches the servitor's crown, deactivating one of its segments. Let the outer neural connection circuit be plunged into darkness. Another touch and several lights on the crown go out. Let the command response hub fall silent. Pascal switches to Binharic speech, accompanying his every action with a line from a sacred hymn. It's amazing how the reverent awe in the tech priest's voice can be discerned even through his rattling vox. Suddenly, every light on the servitor's crown comes alive. A shower of sparks bursts from the augments on the servitor's brow, and several black, ash-tinted tears run from its empty eye sockets. Ready to serve. Energize the hall's power units to the maximum. It will be done. Okay. We're not
Look,
there yet.
over there.
It's just saying that these people could be hostile, I think. That's another way in. Interesting. Safety system control altar. The altar is adorned with gilded skulls. Threads of metal that used to be electus are fused onto the bone. Once majestic, the altar has now been desecrated with blasphemous images of blue-green suns. Some of its levers and buttons have been pried from their sockets, but the mechanism still glorifies the Omnissiah with its operation. Identify the safety system control altar. For our diversion to succeed, this blessed machine must be executed. May its machine spirit forgive us. I'm not going to say the prayer, but I will cause it to overload. Pascal offers a short Binharic prayer, then enters command after command to set up a trap for the machine spirit inhabiting the altar. The code born out of the tech priest tinkering causes the spirit to flutter confusedly in a snare of impossible commands, heat up the altar's circuit boards, and perish forever in the showers of sparks that burst forth from the melting wires. May we be granted the Omnissiah's forgiveness for this act. I'm registering a general shutdown of the security system. Okay, and now we go to the center, I think.
I always keep my options open.
Is it this one? A grim-looking heretic walks up to you resolutely, blocking your path. As he studies your disguise of suspicion, you notice his left eye has 2 conjoined irises, while his right eye has 4. Oh, know you. Who are you, and why haven't I met you before? Are you sure you want to remember my face? Perhaps the master has blinded your eyes to trifles so that you may behold what is true. I do not know you either. You know, what's with all these questions? Are you the governor's spy? I'm new, was sent here to slaughter the unbelievers and have only just finished. I'm rogue trader of House von Valancius. Or you were so observant, here is your prize, and we bash his brains out. I think we lower warp. Perhaps the master has blinded your eyes to trifles so that you may behold what is true. Your reply, imbued with mystical significance, was evidently to the cultist's liking. He smiles haughtily and says, "May our master blind you too, brother." The Lumeno Deacon's Command Throne. A tech priest's corpse, his throat slit, sits upon a splendid command throne laced with finely wrought motive force paths. A contorted expression of righteous anger is frozen on his face. A black blindfold covers his eyes. This is the Lumeno Deacon's Command Throne. This is where the power unit, actuation, and shutdown litanies are recited from. The blessed Lumeno Deacon himself has the honor of closing the circuit the motive force flows through. Okay, so I can try and use a toughness check to do it. Or, Pascal, kindly sit down on the throne and recite the litany. Yeah, Pascal, why don't you do that? Pascal freezes. A quiet whisper comes from his vox. Request denied. I'm not authorized to sit upon the Lumeno Deacon's command throne. Such an act would be considered sacrilege. Pascal, saving the relic in your mentor justifies a minor infraction of the rules. It worked. Okay. Pascal casts a scrutinizing glance at you, then nods reluctantly. Situation deemed an emergency. I request the Omnissiah's forgiveness for the transgression about to be committed. The tech priest's body winces from the motive force discharge, but as Vox begins to recite the sacred words of the litany as his fingers activate the command runes with precise, unhurried movements. I'm recording a successful activation of the power units. Oh. Oh, and that moves us over here for some reason.
I always have a backup plan.
That's so much loot. Well, I mean, we're going to save him, but like, first of all, loot. Ooh, a different type of lasgun. Ritobi patterned lasgun. Let's have a look at that. Okay. Is it any good? It's not very good in terms of damage. I mean, I guess you're meant to burst fire it, which means I guess it's for you if anyone's going to use it. Like, nah, this isn't it. Also, like, the base lasgun isn't it either. We'll keep on fading Valor, though. That's fine. Is that all the loot? No. Okay. Grab some more. Oh, this is, you can see the ones who are dead up here, the reinforcements. Okay. More cultist gunner stuff here. Nice. This is going to be worth so much. More stuff here. Okay. Grab what's in the goods. Cool. That's a quick way out, I see.
Let us not dawdle.
We now have a cultist fighter over here. This seemed fairly easy. This area. People were saying like this is an interesting choice to come here, and I'm like, interesting usually means bad. This seems okay. I don't think we've made a horrible. Oh, don't go over there. You might trigger something.
Get left in the dust.
I wanna. Yeah, doesn't seem like a horrible choice so far. But yeah, interesting usually means like you're about to get destroyed by something. Anyway, let's level up before we go over there. Talent. What do we want to do? We can reduce enemies' toughness and willpower by 3 times int bonus for 1 round whenever we use expose weakness. We do tend to use that every turn, so that's pretty nice. Toughness also affects max wounds, so that would, in theory, lower their health every time we do that. Whenever the operative attacks an enemy that is at full wounds, it happens, but we don't use perception as much. Expose weakness costs 0. That is nice with that as well. If the target of analyzed enemies has 2 or more exploits, that target suffers +1 additional exploit. They should nearly always have that if we're using it, but yeah, maybe not. If they're hit by an exploit and expose weakness. Expose weakness also does this. Wait, head out here a second. So, expose weakness, is that the name of this? No, that's analyze enemies. What's expose? Oh, this is expose weakness. Yes, okay, never mind. I'm being stupid. So we don't use expose weakness every turn. No, we never use expose weakness. This is this one is interesting, but we don't want it either. No, I want analyze enemies. Things that do stuff with analyze enemies is what I want. Okay. The first turn of combat, the operative randomly distributes the same number of exploits as when using analyze enemies among all enemies in a 10-cell radius around the operative. Start of each of the operative's subsequent turns, they distribute half as many exploits among all enemies in a 2-cell radius. The operative suffers 3 times int bonus % less damage from enemies afflicted by or affected by exploits. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, this was one I was going to take. Yeah, I agree with past me. This is incredible because we're also applying exploits on every single character. Well, we're applying on our turn, Adira's turn, and Pascal's turn, which means that this is insane because this is 15% less damage pretty much all the time in combat. Yeah, cool. And then here, logic. We did come across one that wasn't 100%, but like, let's be honest, it was still pretty good. Lore Xenos would be good. Lore Imperium we're currently very high on. due to a couple of buffs, but we might not be high on it forever. Lorzinos Pascal is okay at. Maybe we go logic. Maybe we just go another one in logic here just to firm up where we're at with it. Right. Abelard. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this in a different order. Idira. Might as well do the operative after doing the... Wait, out of here. There we go. Let's just reset that. Yeah, we may as well do an operative after having, you know, just done an operative. Makes it easier. I kind of feel like the same thing is good on her, but she doesn't take as much damage usually. Okay, we're level 10, which is the psi rating 1, not level 20 is psi rating 2. I'm just thinking about it in my head here. Well, the operative's perception bonus is 10 or higher. Well, that's not gonna be there yet, but like at some point that could be there. The operative has not moved this turn. They gain 5 ballistic skill and int bonus divided by 2 damage for each 5 cells between them and the target. Yeah, your int bonus is just garbage though. If the operative attacks a target afflicted by an exploit from a distance of 15 minus perception bonus cells or farther, so 10 or further, that attack deals 15% more damage. You know what? That sounds pretty good. I think I've decided with these talents, we get so many of them and so quickly, I'm kind of just going to take something that sounds good, right? It's like, can we use it? Yeah. I think it's the one that we're going to go for. Is it the most optimal choice? It's probably in the top, you know, top 25% of optimal choices, so we'll go with that. That's kind of what I'm thinking here. Here, we've already done awareness and Medicae, so now we have to choose which skill, which scales off of int do we want you to have. Honestly, like none of them. These are all terrible choices. Why don't you get a... what one are people worse at? Lore Warp, maybe? Yeah, Lore Warp is probably the best for you, even though it's not good. Yeah. And then we'll do Pascal next. Right. Okay. Whenever the operative triggers an exploit on an enemy, the operative gains 1 damage and 2% armor pen till the end of combat. Stacks. Wait a second. He does that every turn. That's kind of neat. Exposed weakness reduces enemies' toughness and willpower. Now, he is the person who uses exposed weakness a lot, which is good. Seeing what other stuff we have here. The operative's allies gain operative's int bonus, divided by 2% hit chance, so 2, right? Because it'd be 5 divided by 2, rounded down, so 2% hit chance and 2% critical chance while attacking targets afflicted by exploits. Is 2% hit and 2% crit good? It's not terrible. I wouldn't necessarily say it's good yet. Like, that one is, like, it's okay. If Intimidation kills the target, the damage of all other enemies in the area of Intimidation is reduced by additional 4 times int bonus %. So 20%. That's nice. We don't tend to actually use it, unfortunately. Okay. At the start of the operative's turn, the enemy with the largest number of exploits receives an additional exploit stack. If 2 or more enemies are tied, then you get, then one of them is chosen at random. Okay. Don't know. Dueling Mastery gives bonus to parry. It will not die. Increases wounds by half of character's level rounded up. It would give them a lot of wounds. The nice thing about extra wounds, by the way, is it does affect injuries, because injuries are at 50% wounds, right? So that does have a level of making sense. Okay. We don't have heavy armor. Okay, to see if we have any of these that make any sense. Ah, yes, I can make things based on intelligence instead of fellowship, but for persuade, coercion, and commerce, things I don't need him to do. Okay. Gains 5 MP in the first round of combat. Every successful melee attack grants Pascal plus int bonus divided by 2 MP for the next round. So this is kind of like him running around the place, which we're not quite there with yet. Ooh! Gains 3 times int bonus to ballistic skill, so that's 15 ballistic skill, and 10 plus 2 times int bonus percent to dodge reduction, so that's going to be 20% dodge reduction with plasma and melta weapon attacks. He has a plasma thing. There we go. That's good enough. Then here, I guess lower Xenos puts him equal with us. Okay. Right. Now we'll go back to Abelard. So, available things here. So, we could give him a Sworn Enemy, which means that he can get 10 plus 2 times toughness bonus armor. So that's 20% armor and 2 plus strength bonus damage. So that's 5 damage on melee attacks against that target. If the target attacks the warrior during this round, the warrior gains AP. Okay. I mean, that would be useful for, like, if a chaos spawn spawns, which appears to be all the time. See if we have anything else that sounds useful. I mean, the slash ability is interesting, but I don't think it's what we want to do. I think we'll go Sworn Enemy. That sounds useful. Then we get a common talent for him. I think no melee superiority bonuses are nice. Yeah. So it means they won't be getting weapons. If he gets surrounded, he's fine, basically. Although swift movement is nice as well. Anything else in here? Could get some of these things. But I don't think we need to. Although, wait a second. All allies affected by Brace by Impact do not suffer the negative effects of melee superiority. We just use Brace for Impact instead. Yeah, let's maybe take Do Not Falter. That seems good. Right. You? So, same kind of thing. We want a single target buff, because it's been pointed out that the corpus conversion thing that we took last time, which is this one, is it? I'm trying to see, I just want to see what this one, yeah, corpus conversion. Targets only the target with corpus conversion will work if this... The Psyker's next psychic power that targets only the target with corpus conversion will work if the Psyker's psi rating is too high. It doesn't need to be single target, interestingly. It says the Psyker's next psychic power that only targets that one. So it doesn't need to be single target, technically, by what's written, but single target does make a lot of sense. Then it will give us that buff. Wait, what was the buff again? Work as if psi rating is too high and will not damage the veil, will not trigger psychic phenomenon, perils of the warp, and will remove 1 stack of corpus conversion. Yeah. But it would be nice to have a single buff. Restores wounds to the target, brings the target to full wounds. This power also, if it brings them to full wounds, it also removes stunned, bleeding, fatigued, blinded, immobilized, staggered, and fresh injury effects. Yeah, that's nice. And generally, when you're standing next to an enemy, you might, you know, tend to be lower on, you know, health. Just maybe, you know. Then here, what have we got? We can't take another psi rating. It gains the Inscribed Scroll ability. It costs no AP but deals direct damage to the Psyker equal to 25% of the Psyker's maximum wounds. His next psychic ability will not trigger psychic phenomenon or perils of the warp and will not degrade the veil. Ah, so it's take some damage, and then you can use this, an ability for free without it having a negative. Okay. Blade of Light now does something for us. Because now we have psi rating, so that'll be 2 more damage and have 10% more armor pen. It's okay. Seeing what else we got here. We can make his things have a larger range. See, Adrenaline Surge. Nope. Confer immunity. Whenever the Psyker is healed or heals any ally, the character being healed is, and if they're already at full wounds, the character gains temporary wounds. I think we decided we weren't going to do that for some reason. Oh yeah, because it makes one of his heals worse. Okay. Whenever the Psyker's allies or the Psyker themselves are under the effect of psychic powers, they gain +5 toughness for each such effect. That'll be good. We quite often use that buff in combat now, which is AoE. Yeah, just a little toughness buff to everybody. Then Argenta. Which one do we want here? What's Entrench? Spends all their AP and MP and gains 30% bonus to cover efficiency. The next time the soldier uses running gun, they gain back all AP and MP plus 1 additional AP. It also resets the cooldown of all the soldiers' other abilities except for running gun. It's interesting. Don't know if it's what we want. It's controlled shot. The soldier gives a sign that they're about to open fire. The soldier and their allies will automatically dodge the soldier's next attack. That is pretty good. Okay. Rapid fire is like you can increase your burst. I think we take controlled shot. I think that's very useful. And we get to take one of these. Demolition is literally the only thing we need, so I guess I'll take Medicae. I mean, it's, you know, same kind of, like Medicae or awareness are both kind of like, yeah, we should probably take him. I think she already has Medicae, so it's just making it better. Anyway, there we go. Right. Quick save. We are going to save him. I just want to grab this loot. And the whole reason we did the level up first was so that, in case it triggered a cutscene as we walk past.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
There we go. There are more places we can go over here, but let's speak to this person first and see what they have to say.
About you.
We also grabbed all the loot, right? Yeah, apart from this door. If it locks us out, then it locks us out, but we can always reload. But, you know, it probably won't. Hello. In the cycles of the foreordained, there lurks a flaw of worship. The tech priest's body convulses, plaintive creaks of binaric prayers come from his vox. As moments pass, the signal becomes less and less clear, as if something twisted and wrong were being added to it. Pascal studies the tech priest's face carefully. His vox system moans in a tragic vibrato. Subject unidentified. This is not the blessed Amornat. Stranger, I request your name. How do you know my mentor's motto? Who are you, servant of the Omnissiah? Actually, let's examine him first. There are deep burns all over his flesh, and the skin around his augmetics is charred. Blasphemous spells have been carved into his sacred iron, forming unholy litanies of scrap code. It is amazing how robust this tech priest's life support systems have proven to be in maintaining the spark of life in his grievously wounded body. Who are you, servant of the Omnissiah? The fire of the hearth sends forth sparks. The name of this spark is Abel Hanuman. The tech priest looks over at Pascal. For a brief moment his speech becomes clear. The echo of my call has reached you. Good. The iteration is at its end. The design is fulfilled. What is the intention? Why are you calling yourself by my name? Was it you who summoned me to Rykad Minoris? For what? I categorically demand an answer. Pascal's voice rises to an intimidating howl, but the delirious tech priest does not seem to understand what he is saying. What design? An intention both bold and honourable, to open new gates for waters of knowledge and comprehension, a plan written so that the righteous may follow. And trust in the great pattern of revelation and uniform progression towards it. Pascal's voice is trembling with elation. Those are his words. I have not heard them in so very long. Asking about Amarnat, you came here because of him after all. No. The tech priest's weak voice grows stronger. He came here because of himself. Myself? To redeem myself, to correct a mistake, possibly. But how do you... There was a look of gentle condensation in Abel's eyes. Strange, given the circumstances. Or condescension. not condensation, very different things. The hubris of the mind spurs him to build monuments to himself. Do not regret, for all is predetermined by the iteration. A devastating coughing fit cuts him off, and you hear a clang of tearing metal from inside his chest. You can talk once we get him out of here. A cold premonition rakes the heart. The probabilities are dark and frightening. Brother, I do not wish to gaze into them. We are the flame of knowledge that drives the darkness away. Pascal is gently inspecting Abel's wounds, paying no mind to the blood and sacred unguents staining his sleeves. His voice rasps soothingly. Do not fear what is to come, brother. We are already here. Do you know him, Pascal? The subject has not been identified and has no record in my catalogue. Interrogation is impossible due to the subject's evident, affective state of clouded consciousness. Let's try and take him down. As soon as you touch the tech priest's battered flesh, he shifts his gaze to you and says with sudden clarity, Many sparks have gone out, but not all. The electric shepherds are alive. In the darkness I heard their prayers. Find them, save them, recite the hymn of contact circuit restoration, so you may behold what is hidden. A blast of motive force runs down the tech priest's body, and his face contorts in a mocking grimace. Malformed by inherent code repulsively jarring on the ears pours out of his vox. Information archived to the effect that the circuit restoration hymn is the entrance password to the electro priest's hiding place. Pascal responds with the dour rhythms of a containment aria. I note with great sorrow that the cultist ritual has been partially successful. My tech brother has been tainted by corruption. He's in the grip of a schismatical, an unholy imitation of a machine spirit. I request immediate activation of the Texorism protocol. What is a schismatical? An ugly mockery of a noble machine spirit created by the warp. Sometimes a few lines of despicable scrap code or a small clump of motive force falls from under the arch enemy's influence and degenerates into an abomination of this sort. One whose very existence is an insult to the Omnissiah's wisdom. Okay. Well, I shall help save him. The possessed man responds with a burst of repulsive laughter. Every now and then, a word or two of Gothic finds its way into the Binharic obscenities pouring out of his vox, in what seems to be the schismatical's tentative forays into a language that is alien to it. His body convulses, his joints twist at unnatural angles with the sound of bursting steel couplings. As the possessed man thrashes about, his internal augments emerge gradually through the hanging tatters of his flesh, as though an iron homunculus hidden inside the tech priest were trying to cast off the meat cocoon it no longer needed. Pascal's mechadendrites extends a thin drilling needle. Sacred unguent glistens on it. A code purification aria is heard as the needle sinks into the possessed tech priest's skull and touches his neural augment, forming an electric circuit with it. Extreme strain is visible on his face. Furious litanies pour out of his vox. Result: failure. Requesting assistance. Send a purifying charge of machine force into the possessed man's body, or recite a prayer to the Emperor, or grant the Emperor's priest. Let's do a purifying charge of motive force. May the machine god heal you. Undaunted, you grab one of several cables and press it into the tech priest's body, and a shock of formidable power shakes the possessed man. Machine oil gushes out of his mouth, his vox hisses deafeningly as the flow of motive force burns the corruption in his sacred iron. The overload destroys some of the circuit boards of his neural augment, resets his code, and erases the schismatical from existence. The tech priest's eyes roll up and he loses consciousness. Crushed, yet still alive and no longer in the thrall of corruption. With utmost care, Pascal takes his body down from the mechanism and lays it on the floor. His stirring litanies of gratitude to the Omnissiah echo through the hall. Rest, tech brother. We'll come back to you once we have done our duty to the miraculous fusion reactor. Lord Captain, the Omnissiah commands a pious mind to strive towards uncovering the truth. Therefore I will not stop until I find my mentor and understand his connection to the servant of the machine god. I request the privilege of joining your retinue as a rightful companion. I can offer to fulfill the duties of the engine seer on your ship in exchange for the right to follow you and conduct my own investigation. Received blank. Okay. Well, we already knew it was our engine seer, so we probably got something that we already had from that. But, hey, cool. Now we have Abel here. He's alive and unconscious. Well,
Always keep your eye
with
on the
that
prize.
episode being, well, with that being done, the episode is done. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.